classic gold. Today's hits here on Breakfast with Pablo. You are, of course, listening to Throwback Thursday, where every Thursday morning we speak to a former reality TV star. Joining us on the phone today is Tracy Collins from MasterChef. Tracy, good morning.
Morning, how are you?
Very good. Now, you were on MasterChef in 2014 last year. Does it feel like a lifetime ago that you were on our TV screens, or just the other week?
No, it feels like a lifetime ago. It's this whole little bubble of my life that, it's a little bit surreal, really.
Now, you eliminated over your lobster dish. Do you feel it was the right time for you to leave the show?
Yeah, look, at that point as well, with the competition, it was so high that the smallest little... It could have actually just been your plating that got you out of the competition at that point. Any little thing could have, taken you out. So I had a couple little faults on my dish that weren't perfect, and I totally accept when I went. It was a good time, and I was really lucky to get through to the finals week.
Now, what made you, rewinding back to before you went on the show MasterChef, what decided you to apply for it and go down the reality TV route?
Well, I don't know, maybe it was a lapse in judgment, a bit of craziness, but I've been in the Barossa, very much immersed in the food and wine, culture here. I'd always had that dream. I've been in hairdressing. I had that dream of going over to food, but I didn't really know how to take that leap of faith or jump over into it. And so it was really that point that I'd grown my business. I wasn't working in it that much, and I was one of those people that was watching the TV, watching MasterChef, saying, I could do this and I could do that. And my husband, and then they advertised that, the applications. And my husband actually put the computer in front of me with the application form and, without saying the words, put your money where your mouth is, he kind of shoved it in front of me. And the next thing I know, I was filling it out, and I was really, starting to gear up and get excited because I thought this is a really great opportunity to maybe bridge over into the food industry. Now,
was it a tough application and a tough couple of rounds to get through to before you got onto the show?
Yeah, it was a really long process, and I was actually travelling through Spain when I got the call to come back after a few interviews. So I flew over, left my husband and children in Spain, and did the auditions back in Melbourne. I had to do a few rounds of cooking. They very, high on their levels of what they were and expectations. And, luckily just kept getting asked to come back and come back. So it was great.
Now, how did you find it cooking in front of the cameras?
The cameras weren't so much of a problem, but you did have a lot of people questioning you, like the producers were questioning you to see what you're doing, and that can be really distracting sometimes when they're asking you what you're doing and you're still kind of figuring out what you're doing as you're going through it. And I found it more daunting, the judges, because you've got three amazing people that are judging your food, all with very different styles and repertoires, and they are actually individuals, so they come to see what you're doing, and they'll give you different opinions based on, their background and judgment, and you have to, and you respect each one of them, but they've all got different styles. So it's really quite interesting when you're getting that input and you're wanting to please each one of them, but they might be giving you something different to think about.
Now, have you watched much of your time on MasterChef? Have you sat down and watched the entire series?
No, I haven't. I think on one hand, I didn't want to make it a big thing with my kids. So they probably watched a little bit more than me, but not too much. But I found it actually, because I know so much goes into a filming. We filmed 2 days to make one episode. Just to watch it, and I would get taken back into the emotion and the stress of it all when I watched it, and I'd be sitting there, and then I'd be going, "Why did you do that?" Even to myself, So I found it really hard to watch myself. So I only choose the good ones to watch.
We've found that quite a bit. Like, we've interviewed quite a few reality TV stars from Big Brother right through to cooking shows and singing auditions, and a lot of people don't like to watch it and relive it all, mainly because I think the time that they had on it was probably better than how it comes out on TV, possibly.
Yeah, sometimes I'd be watching it and you'd get taken back into that place. But also, I love keeping my memories of what actually went there, because there were so many wonderful, beautiful times, and to just watch it and see how it's been edited, it's still fantastic, but everything that's gone on. And I like to actually make a phone call to one of the guys that I was on the show with and relive the memories talking that way rather than watching it on the show. But yeah.
Now, after the show finished, how did you deal with people recognising you in your regular life after it all went to air?
In Adelaide and in Melbourne and Sydney, everybody was always really lovely and polite. Being in the community where people know me anyway, the main difference I found was I felt like a superstar when I went and picked my kids up from school. All the little kids just went nuts, and that was really exciting. You know, the little kids would get so excited and, you know, send me photos of what they've been cooking and everything, and that was just, yeah, that was beautiful.
Now, has your husband and your kids put a bit more pressure on you to do good lunches and good dinners 7 days a week?
No, but I know that my children get their lunchbox scrutinised by their friends a lot more.
So Vegemite and butter doesn't quite cut it?
Yeah, exactly. So I know the kids said, you know, if they said, oh, Mum, you know, the kids today rated my lunchbox, or, you know, they asked me questions about this and that, and so we're still a bit more pressure to please the children in the schoolyard.
Now, talking about where you are now, fill us in on what's happened post MasterChef.
Yeah, so... wonderful things and opportunities. So I'm an ambassador for Ovarian Cancer Australia, which is wonderful. On top of that, I'm now writing a seasonal column for Brothel Living magazine, which I'm thoroughly enjoying. And then on top of that, my biggest venture at the moment is opening up a restaurant at Artisans of the Barossa here in the back of Tanunda. And so, yeah, it's going to be open 7 days a week. So that is, yeah, pretty huge.
No cameras allowed.
No cameras allowed. And it's you know what, MasterChef, though, I have to say, it sets you up so well to handle stress, because even when we've been doing functions and we're, you know, knee-deep in dockets and all of these kind of things, you know, the pressure and the stress, at least MasterChef really got me well prepared for that. So,
and there's no one asking you to do a piece to camera explaining the situation, so that's always
exactly,
good.
And I know I'm not going to get eliminated. It's all good.
Now, I just want to ask last question. Would you do it all again? Would you go on another reality TV show if the opportunity came up?
I really don't know. I don't think I didn't go into this to be... I actually went into this really naively. It was really about just throwing myself out there, and with no real expectation. I don't think I would probably go on another reality TV show. In saying that, you know, if the right opportunity came up and it was the right context for whatever purpose, that would be great. If it was helping a charity or something like that, I could see there'd be a reason. But just to go on there and put yourself under duress and stress, you know, I don't know if I'd do that again.
Well, Tracy Collins, thanks so much for taking your time out today. You're a great guest, great contestant on MasterChef, and we wish you all the best with your restaurant down in the Barossa.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks so much.